Ninni, Caterina, Trinidad, and Ludovico. Beautiful names for a pretty phenomenal winery, which I'm gonna take you there in a split second. Very deep, intense golden color. Two elements here. You have the creamy almond milk, but also a smoky touch on the other side. It's like smoked butter. That's what it is. You know what I had? Like the craziest amuse-bouche in a restaurant. It was in over Bilbao, Echevarri, like the craziest asador in the planet. If you're not careful there, he's gonna smoke the heck out of you. It doesn't have anything to do with Pinot Grigio though, but that's what I'm smelling right now. His amuse-bouche, his high was like a nut of smoked butter that I still remember today. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling like I need a piece of bread roasted with this smoked butter on top and acciuga del Cantabrico. Oh, it's just craving for it. You know, where is it? Can I have one? On the palate, you have minerality. Actually, you have something that is, I would say, more sapidity, iodine factor, so more complexity than I was expecting. I still am game for pane burro acciuga, by the way, smoked butter if possible. And then I'm thinking, once again, their Borgo Luce is like all about sustainability, you know, like these guys are using recycle, lots of compost, you know, like I wish my girlfriend were to say that she loves me like I am, that she doesn't want to change me, because that's what Borgo Luce says. If you love somebody, do not change that guy. You listening to me? Hey there. That's what love is about. And so if you love where you make your wine, you're trying to preserve it. Kudos to Borgo Luce, man. Cheers. Welcome to the Pinot Grigio delle Venezie tasting, compare and contrast over 100 Pinot Grigios for you, my friends. Today we're tasting Motolo Pinot Grigio 3 from the Duso family. Now, you know that in Venetian, maybe I never said it, it's like Casa. So Duso, the home of Duso. You will see a lot of something when you are in the Veneto region. Vintage, let me check it out for you, 2018. So I'm just good just to crack the bottle open and see what it tastes like. The one thing that a lot of these families, as you know, put together their vineyards like the late 19th century. In this case, it was like 1819 when the Duso family started off purchasing the first bits of lands with vineyards, but they were handing over the grapes to a local co-op. Like, to be honest, this is like a history of Italian winemaking. A lot of wineries have been handing over grapes, sometimes wine, to co-ops or bigger wineries. It's only in 2005 when the Duso has started their own cellar. This Pinot Grigio is actually quite dark in color. Very, almost like, I'm not sure whether it's like a blush. No, it's not blush, it's just super really gold color. So like lots of the skin contact, maybe a little bit of oak. There's a little bit of vanilla over there. Lots of maturity. That kind of like red skin of red apple, a little bit of even pretty ripe fruit, like exotic ripe melon, exotic fruit and ripe melon. So this wine is focusing on the creaminess. So it's all about a little bit of a butteriness that comes through the wine. It's a pretty ripe kind of Pinot Grigio that you want to crack it open. I'm sure a lot of customers like this ripe approach, a little bit on the sweetish, creamy side. It's something that can go on by itself. There is a little bit of body here, actually quite a bit of body. So the wine could be good also with some heavier food, maybe some fish with mayonnaise. Right now I'm thinking mayonnaise, like handmade mayonnaise with steamed fish would be perfect. It feels like every time I'm tasting this Pinot Grigio, it feels like it's always dinner time. And I have the feeling that it's not just the fact that I'm always hungry, but it's due to the fact that when you taste Pinot Grigio, it gives you that kind of like, it prepares your stomach for dinner. It is an aperitivo vino. Pinot Verde delle Venezie. Sorry, Pinot Grigio. I was gonna, verde, green. It's just green. It's so green. It's just like, it feels like it's also like a touch and feel, like a vine leaf, which reminds me of one thing about this winery, which is Cantina Valdadige. 230 winemakers in this COP. From 1957 is when they began, but the leaf reminds me of one of the practices that they use in the vineyards against certain insects. They use the sexual confusion to avoid using any chemicals. So that's like in terms of sustainability, maybe that's what the green is for. Now let's go taste the wine. First of all, first things first. 2019, because we've had a few 18 vintages. 19 has been a relatively, how shall I put it, balanced vintage all the way across Italy, everywhere in Italy. In the Pinot Grigio della Venezia area, it was a pretty ripe vintage, so people were able to bring home very fresh and ripe fruit. On the nose, this wine has got a quite pleasant combination of a word that is somehow abused maybe among us guys like professionals, which is minerality. But there is a gunflinty note. What can I say about it? You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. I like when wines develop a little bit of a flintiness together with lemons and a touch of like spring flowers. Actually, I drank this one. I didn't spit it out. It's good, as in good ripe citrus fruit, so crunchy, delicious, delicious sweetness without sugar residual. So once again that ripeness comes through. This is something, I'm getting into a very kind of like I was gonna say sexy mode, but when I think crayfish, when I think shrimps and lobsters, man, I just see my hands start cracking that crayfish, possibly raw or lightly steamed. If you want a little bit of lemon on the side, I always like some, I've been saying about this mayonnaise, but if you don't like mayonnaise, you can go for extra virgin olive oil. Man, you are in the Pinot Grigio delle Venezie is basically the northernmost area to have the olive trees around. So you can find some very delicate olive trees. Sorry, not delicate olive trees, delicate extra virgin olive oil that has got more of a nuttiness and like fruity character, not too much bitterness. So it would be perfect with with crostacei all'italiana. So yes, buon aperitivo a tutti. You're gonna check that out in Italian. Learn some Italian, man. We're tasting Pinot Grigio. It's the stile italiano. Do you know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is the world first radio broadcast. It's 1895. My name is Guglielmo Marconi, and I'm broadcasting from Bologna. You know that I'm Filippo Bartolotta, but actually 1895 is when the world first radio broadcast was aired. And this is when Natale Verga winery was founded. Today is the 4th generation, and it used to be Enrico Verga that started everything off. 4th generation, there's going to be a 5th generation coming up soon. 2018, a little bit cloudy, the wine as I poured it. Maybe there is a little bit of a residual CO2 that seems to vanish away. If you give him a second, it does. So pears, ripe pears, a little bit of almonds, some floral touch, a sweet spice, and honeydew melon. Yes, there was a little bit of a CO2 there, but actually it gives the wine some kind of like action. Lots of ripeness, lots of sugars. It's a wine that is easy to drink by itself. Ladies and gentlemen, from the radio show, I can tell you that this is a great Pinot Grigio to go for an aperitivo. You can have some, what would you go for? I mean, with this level of sweetness, I think it could be good with some lentils. I would love some shellfish, like raw shellfish. So lentils or raw shellfish, or what else? I think that is plenty. And then here is all from Radio Pinot Grigio. Terre Forti, Pinot Grigio delle Venezie from the Caviro group. Now, a lot of people in the wine industry know who Caviro is. Like, it's one of Italy's biggest wine groups. It's known for a famous brand that is actually maybe the most consumed wine in Italy. And here we're going for Terre Forti Pinot Grigio delle Venezie. Vintage is 2018. You ready? What I was gonna say, something that, before I'm gonna go into the wine, something that I've learned in doing this tasting, it's just like once I get into this, by the way, elderflowers, lots of very floral Pinot Grigio with a little bit of cat grass, some green vegetal hints that come through the wine, and huge amounts of lime juice. I'm gonna go to the palate in a second, but I wanted to say this. You know a lot of stuff in the wine world if you've been here for 20 years, but you cannot know everything. So you go study and you find out something interesting, like the fact that the Caviro group is been using recycled energy that provides for all of the group's activities and operations for the 100%. So 100% totally recycled energy. That's kudos, man. Sustainability, that's what we all care about. Darker color, 2018, so a little bit of a maturity in the wine. I was gonna say It was lime juice at the beginning on the nose, whether on the palate. What comes through is more on the lemon, and above all, like the lemon peel and Earl Grey. There is an Earl Grey finish. It's always difficult for an Italian to go for Earl Grey. Very difficult. The acidity for me is the key factor of the wine. So in other words, this isn't an overly complex kind of Pinot, but it's played on this very refreshing juice. To be honest, quite surprised to see this livelihood, is very lively, crunchy on the palate, despite that it's a 2018. In this case, I am sitting down. To be honest, I don't know why I have this image in my mind, but I'm going to France. Can you imagine? I want to take this wine in Provence. I'm going actually to Narbonne, where there is this beautiful place where they, like, it's a sea salt, it's like salt place. I can't remember the name, I'm afraid. But if you follow me, this is good, I've never done this. If you follow me, you can find out in my Instagram. It's my name, Filippo.Bartolotta. Check me out. You know, marketing aside, I am in this place where there is these beautiful wooden tables right on the lagoon in front of the sea, and I'm eating raw fish. And if anything, is slightly steamed shrimps, a little bit of these steamed clams, beautiful mayo on the side, and this acidity that is there to clean through the mayo and help the wine to go with these raw fish. You know, you can't beat that, man. Catch this, man! 20 terre, 20 lands, 20 terre. 20 terre is the name of this Pinot Grigio delle Venezie, that is produced on the eastern side of the appellation by the Zonin family. People that are in the wine world, you gotta know what Zonin is. Once again, we talked earlier on about another big firm. This is a firm that produces one of Italy's most famous and consumed wine by the Italian families. In this case, 20 is there to indicate the amount of regions that Italy has, as if to say, like, in Oltre, the land of wine, all the regions make wine. So to give you an idea about the Italian lifestyle, let's open the bottle. Pinot Grigio delle Venezie, 2019 is the vintage, very clear, bright color. You know, I have to be honest, 19 is a good vintage. And, you know, that's one of the major compounds in the character of wine. Great variety, Pinot Grigio, spicy. Right now here I'm getting like this vanilla stick, and I get this honeydew melon. Slightly, it's like a touch of smokiness, or maybe I should have said flintiness in the wine, iodine, and lemons. In this case, the wine is all played around the zesty, crunchy acidity factor. So it's not a overly complex wine. It's not meant to be. It's all about the citrus fruit on the palate. Right now, do you know what I'm thinking right now? Something that it didn't come up earlier. I don't know why. Do you know what I'm thinking right now? Milanese. Milanese. A very flat chunk of veal, pan-fried quickly, a little bit of lemon on top, and this would be perfect. This is a wine would be perfect with poultry. Of course, aperitivo, we all know about aperitivo Pinot Grigio, but right now, I'm gonna go for that. Or the alternative to the Milanese is the Viennese, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's pork. So it's like another version. It's like, this is, you know, have you ever tried a Viennese? Did you see Viennese? No, either or. Cheers. I was almost forgetting. Talking about the Consorzio delle Venezie, the DOC delle Venezie appellation. Well, first of all, you get to know that the world of Pinot Grigio, the vineyards of Pinot Grigio in the planet, are basically 50% almost in Italy. And guess what? 85% of it are in Delle Venezie appellation. How many winemakers produce Pinot Grigio in this area? There is 324 of them, and 39 are copes. So within the copes, there is even more winemaker. So in other words, there's hundreds of winemakers that produce this beautiful white wine of Italy, by the way, the most recognized Italian variety. In the past, this wine used to be pretty like dilute, and in the 90s was like a very small percentage of vines was Pinot Grigio, roughly was 3,000 hectares. Today is 26,000 hectares of Pinot Grigio. And right now, this Pinot Grigio is way more fruit-driven, way more complexity, above all, way more length. In the past, it was kind of dilute and neutral. Right now, there is spices, there is minerality, and way more complexity. Basically, this appellation has brought a brand new revolution. As of 2017, this is how young the Consorzio is. By the way, the largest Consorzio in Italy, across 3 regions, Trentino, Veneto, and Friuli. Boom! Where is the revolution? The revolution is the fact that there is vineyards, new vineyard management, young entrepreneurs, young vigneron. They're all there making sure that the world can drink the delicious Pinot Grigio delle Venezie. Are you wondering what to pair with your Pinot Grigio? Well, there's plenty ways to go. First of all, Pinot Grigio with its spiciness, natural spiciness, is perfect with an aperitivo moment. That's, I think, the best you can do. So like little nibbles of course, like fried fish, sushi, guacamole and chips. I mean, that kind of stuff. I think there is no better variety, no better wine than Pinot Grigio delle Venezie to go for. Do you want to have pasta with Pinot Grigio? Of course you should have pasta. It's an Italian product at the end of the day. So, pasta. Well, with pasta, I would be quite cautious with I would go with some light sauces. You know, like you want to go like light fish sauce, or you can go like some pasta with veggies, beautiful risotto that you can have it with, you know, like beautiful risotto, like because of the cheese, the fatness of the cheese, the acidity of Pinot Grigio is gonna cut through it and make it as a perfect food companion. I would refrain from heavy ragu sauces or risotto with, I don't know, like bone marrow risotto. That could be a little bit too much. You need something with heavier body. Main course? Well, main course you can work with, you know, like white meat, chicken, of course fish, but not fish that you're gonna cook for too long. You want something that is like lightly like steamed or baked, and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, dash of lemon, salt, boom, off you go. Pinot Grigio is basically the ultimate Italian white wine. And what is the Italian kitchen about? Simplicity. 1, 2, maybe 3 ingredients, and off you go.